A stranded gas strategy, what is it? Basically, most of the large fields in the Gulf Coast, Texas, Louisiana, were all discovered in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. And by the 70s, they were already what we call watered out. They were finished. They'd produce more water than they would gas. Well, these fields were all abandoned. Well, using some new technologies that are emerging in the industry today, casing drilling, underbalance completions, we found ways to go in and re-drill these old fields without damaging the formations. And then we've developed a artificial lift dewatering technology that allows us to produce the gas along with a lot of water, and as a result get a lot more gas out of these old reservoirs. There's really three different technologies with respect to constructing the wellbores. There's casing drilling, which allows us to drill the wells very cost effectively but also minimizes formation damage. Then there's the underbalanced completions, which allow us to get effective, what we call low skin, no damage completions in place. And then the artificial lift technology, which allows us to produce the gas as well as the water out of the wellbore simultaneously. Casing drilling, the simplest definition is instead of using the drill string, we use a casing string. And when we're at TD, the total depth of a well, we don't have to trip that drill string, i.e. casing string, out of the hole. We cement it right in place. But before we cement it in place, we have to be able to remove what we call our bottom hole assembly. That's our drill bit and stabilizers, the tools at the very end of the drill string, in this case the casing, that allows us to drill the hole. We remove those tools internally within the casing by running a wire line down through the top of the rig, the top drive, through the casing, and latch into this bottom hole assembly, and then pull it free and out of the casing so that we can cement it in place. This is a technology that actually was born in the 1950s, but really never caught on widespread until the late 1990s, 2001, when a company called Tesco out of Canada and Conoco here in the United States decided to try to deploy it in a manner to eliminate casing strings in some trouble formations in South Texas. We took their learning curve and what they understood they could do with casing drilling, and we applied it in a different way to protect formations. How does casing drilling protect formations? Well, basically the best analogy would be if you're plastering a wall and you take a handful of plaster and you throw it up against this brick wall. And in about 5 minutes that plaster is going to fall off and hit the ground. It won't be on the wall. But if you take that same plaster and put it on a trowel and smear it on the wall, that plaster is going to stick, it's going to seal, you know, and it will protect the wall. Well, in effect, that's what happens when we casing drill. The casing is such a large diameter as opposed to the drill pipe that it smears the mud and the cuttings that are being produced from the bit and forms a very tough filter cake, an impermeable filter cake on the face of the borehole, the formation that we're trying to protect. And by sealing off that formation, we don't allow drilling mud to push back into it. It therefore is protected, and when we complete the well, we can flow gas out of it readily. The casing drilling rig is the only one in the world. It's proprietary and patented. It was developed by the team here and our technology partners in Holland, Housman and Trek. So we took these different technologies and the drilling know-how, drilling and completion know-how, we merged it together to build a state-of-the-art rig that could not only drill with drill pipe but also drill with casing and use these specialty drilling fluids very efficiently that allows us to protect these formations.